I just wanted to pop on a couple of minutes early so that we can allow some people to jump on. How's everybody doing today? It is Friday. I'm so excited. It's the weekend. Lots of good things happen on the weekend, and well, in real estate you're still working, but it's still the weekend. But I just wanted to kind of jump on a couple minutes early and let you all know a little bit about me before we start the major series of videos that we're going to be doing. I've got a whole list planned on what we're going to be covering. Anywhere from the very beginning to before you even start looking for a house, all the way through closing. So each week we'll go over a couple of different things, and any questions you might have, feel free to type them in the questions. And this one's going to be more of an introduction of telling you who I am, where I've been, how I've gotten into this business, and my experience a little bit so that you know who you're dealing with and who's talking to you. But mostly we're gonna get through all of the behind the scenes stuff that happens in a real estate transaction, because there's a bunch of things to know. And I've noticed from doing this for years that there's a lot of people that really don't know how the whole process works, and it's confusing and it's overwhelming. And when you start this process, it's one of the biggest purchases you're ever going to make in your life. So it makes me feel a little bit better to try and get the word out there on how things actually transpire, so that it doesn't come as such a shock to you and you're not freaking out every minute of the transaction. So first of all, a little bit about me. I started when I was really young. I started in the real estate industry in escrow when I was 17. I left high school middle of the day, like at noon, and I'd go to my first job, which was working with my sister at her escrow company. And every day at lunch, I'd leave and go work there, and it ended up turning into my career. So for years, I was an escrow officer. I had other jobs as well. I worked as a broker's assistant, used to do all the old school way of real estate, writing ads for newspapers and things like that, like it used to be before everything was on the internet. And I worked for several escrow companies. I was an escrow rep, which meant I tried to get business from realtors to use the escrow company. I finally, after years, about 20, maybe 18 years of being an escrow officer, I opened up my own escrow company. And I was in business for about 7 to 8 years until the market totally crashed in 2007. So when that happened, it kind of forced me to, I don't know, change my path, I guess you would say, and go a little bit in a different direction. And I became a transaction coordinator, which is also the person that does all the paperwork for the whole transaction. I was a loan processor. So in doing all of these things, it gave me a real understanding on the back end of the business. So I'm not just a realtor that does the contract and dumps you off at the escrow company and says, okay, now your escrow's opened and there you go. I know about the loan process. I know about title. I know about the escrow process inside and out. And I have found that it has been such a benefit to have done business in those other areas before becoming a realtor, because now I can foresee things that may be a problem that are able to be diverted, if you would. You know, sometimes there's issues that come up in the very beginning and I'm like, okay, well now I know I need to tell the escrow officer this because they have to do this before they can handle that. And sometimes these things don't come up till the very end, and that's why you have a lot of transactions that fall through at the very end of a transaction. So that's basically my background. That's what I've done for, I was an escrow for 28 years. I think it was 28. I was escrow officer for 25 years. And then I decided to just get my real estate license. And I can't tell you, it's the best decision I ever made. I should have always been on that side of the desk, but I raised my kids in an escrow company with underneath my desk with their bottles, and I was working 14, 15-hour days, and I never really got to deal with people in the way that I get to deal with people now as a realtor. So that's the part I enjoy, and that's why I'm doing this, is so that people can be a little bit more educated and prepared when you go to buy or sell a house. So that's kind of why I'm here. And this first video, like I said, isn't going to get real into a lot of the detail part of it, but I just wanted you to know that I'm here if you have any questions. And as far as question and answer videos, the next video we're going to do for sure is going to be the very first step, which would be getting pre-approved. So at this point, all I just want you to know is that I absolutely love what I do. And I love what I do because the best part of this business is giving over keys to somebody who never thought in a million years they'd be able to buy a home. And you can't. There's a lot that you can do to buy homes now. The lenders are a little bit more forgiving. I know everybody's had foreclosures. Everybody's had things happen to them, credit. And lenders can do different things with different credit ratings. And I mean, there's some that they can't do anything with because you have to fix your credit before you can do that. But I do have sources that can help you with that. I do know lenders. I do know all of the different people that you need to get in contact with. So even if you're just in the very beginning stages and you want to just see what you can do. I mean, there's some things that, you know, if you fix your credit and you go through the process and all of that, as long as, if you're looking to rent and you have the first, last, and deposit, you basically have enough money to rent a house. I mean to buy a house, sorry. You know, you only need 3.5% down on most FHA loans, and as long as you have the income to support it, your down payment is only going to be 3.5% of that purchase price. So that's something to think about, first of all. Let's see. The first step you have to do is you've got to make sure that you've got all of the information ready to go. As soon as you start this process, everybody's going to start asking you for every bit of information that you've never really been comfortable releasing to anybody. So if you're prepared and you convince yourself that, yeah, I'm going to have to give out my social security number. Yes, I'm going to have to show people my bank statements. I've dealt with a lot of people that are old school and they don't want to release any of that information. And most of the times that's true. You do not want to give your information out. But when you're looking to buy a home, you're going to have to just break free of that mindset and say, no, I know I'm going to have to give all this information to people that I don't really know. So that's the most important thing, is you have to deal with somebody that you trust. I don't care if it's me, somebody else. You got to make sure that you either know them, you know somebody that's worked with them and has had a good experience, because you're going to be giving out all of that information to a lot of different people. Your realtor's going to need it. First of all, they're going to need to see your bank statements to show you have the down payment. Then your lender is going to ask you for social, for your credit report. They're going to ask you for income. They're going to want your pay stubs. They're going to want your bank statements. They're going to want your tax returns. So initially, the first thing that you're going to have to get over is giving out that personal information, but make sure that you've got people that know these individuals that you're giving it to. I have great loan officers that I work with, and I know their ethics are impeccable. So that helps. So if you have somebody that has those contacts, the escrow company is going to ask you for stuff. Title company is going to be asking you for a bunch of personal information. So make sure that you're prepared for that initially. But if you have somebody that you really trust, and you have somebody that you've been dealing with, or you know somebody that knows, I get most of my business from referrals from friends and family. I really don't advertise other than on social media. So keep that in mind. I'll give you a breakdown of what we're going to be going over in this series of videos. The first video we're going to do, which I can help you with a little bit, is the pre-approval. When you first start the process, you have to get pre-approved. I've got loan officers I can send you to that I trust, so that you can kind of see where you're at. Second thing will be shopping for homes. There's a lot of things going on because you're looking at a lot of stuff on the internet. That is it's kind of iffy, because most of the times you look stuff up and they're already sold. So I'm going to give you some hints about that. Ooh, that's a long one. Also, documents and escrow. So we know that. What you're going to be looking at, it's very confusing. There's a lot of legal jargon in there, and some of it you really You really don't have to know everything about every word, but you do have to know what you need to look for. So that's the type of stuff I'm going to be going over in these videos. And if the feed isn't caught up, sometimes it's delayed on Facebook and Instagram. So if there's a delay and you do ask me a question, I just want you to know that I will get back to you and let you know. And also in the comments after the video's over, I'm going to give you my personal email address and my contact information, so that if you do have friends or family or somebody who just wants to pick my brain, that's fine too. I have absolutely no problem talking to people, even if they're going to be going in a different direction using somebody else. I have no problem helping your friends and family with their questions. So I will be available like that, and I will give you my information. I don't think anybody has any questions, but I know this is a new show, so I'm just going to leave it at that, let you know that I'm really looking forward to getting into this, and next week we'll be talking all about how to get pre-approved, what kind of information you're going to need ready to provide to a loan officer, and how that whole process works. So let's see who we've got. Hi, cousin. Hi, Luann. Hi, Mandy. Let me see, Jeannie. Hi, Jeannie. She's a fellow realtor. Hi, James. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Jen. I don't know. Sometimes on Instagram, I don't know who these people are, but I'm going to read your names anyway. So we got Soulful Moon Journey. That's Kim. Hi, Jeannie. Danny Hansen. My cousin. Kara John. Brian Wayne. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. This is the first time I've done this, so I'm like total virgin at this. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, I did want to tell you, the reason why I'm sitting in front of this wall full of crosses, every time I sell a home, I buy a cross, because I'm just blessed and grateful that these people chose me to represent them in the real estate transaction. But it's turned into a really fun thing, because now we have a whole wall full of crosses. And every single time we close a deal, we go out and we find like the perfect cross. Like it's the perfect cross for that person or that house, has something to do with them. Let's see if I can show you. Like this one right here was a total renovation. It was falling apart. It was a flip. It looks like it's got 2 pieces of wood and just a door handle stuck on it. There's one over here that has wire and rocks, and it was a friend of ours, Kyle, that sold his house, and he wanted something with heavy metal rock and roll cross. And we couldn't find a heavy metal rock and roll cross, but we found something that was metal and had rocks in it. So we did that. But every time we close one, it's just funny how it happens. Like it's just, the right cross is there, and it's awesome. So we've made an entire, here I'll try and show you, entire wall out of crosses from the houses I've sold over the last couple years. And here, I'll do on this one too, because I'm doing Instagram. Isn't that cool? And they all have a personality, and they all have something that relates to the house and the person, because that's my favorite part of being in this business, is working with these people. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments in this video. This video will be showing up on my YouTube channel. It's Real Estate Dina, and it will also be on my website at realestatedina.com. So I look forward to hearing from you, and I'm looking forward to doing this series of videos with you starting next week officially. Okay, I'll talk to you later, and thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks. Bye.